Romancing the Dungeon is intended for mature audiences as this show contains adult themes. Not those kind of adult themes, just sensitive stuff that some audience members may find upsetting. Content warnings for specific episodes can be found in episode descriptions.
Tell me why I'm so alone when I know you're here with me.
You're listening to Romancing the Dungeon, a softcore D&D podcast about heroes navigating their daily lives while looking for love in a world full of peril, monsters, and heartbreakers.
Hi there, I'm Brittany. This is Jermaine, Heather, Taylor, Donatella, and Francine. And this absolute gift from the heavens is Crystal. We're here on her bachelorette party. Can you do one of your magic happy readings for good luck brides? Please? Oh, sure. Let me just 1 second, a little. Now, very good. Very well. Oh, the cards. Oh, they're so interesting, so beautiful and radiant. They are not about you, Crystal. It seems these cards tell the tale of another customer, a handsome and sly fellow, well-dressed, a fine eye for cute meats, I might add. He's getting a visit and oh crap, I forgot to warn him. Tell him that the Empress was going to be dropping by with big news and bigger problems. Oh, I better get a hurry if I'm actually going to catch him. You have my... Oh, hell no, what about our friend Crystal? Oh, yes, Crystal, of course. Oh, the cards, they very, very clearly say divorce. Yes, there's nothing else in the cards but divorce. Well, best of luck with your wedding. I have got to go. Goodbye. Are you lonely, miserable, or just plain horny? Well, you've taken the first steps to solving your problems. Welcome to D8 Services. Devoted, desired, dreamy or dirty, dapper dates for dejected daters. My name is Roz Rapers, founder, CEO, and love wizard. And for a limited time only, we're offering an upgrade to our first dates package. For an extra 15 gold pieces, I'll send another D8 customer to the venue of your date to cause trouble. When you throw the first punch, there's a chance they'll eat dirt, and you'll look like a champ in front of the lady or lad of your dreams. In unrelated news, we're offering half off for our regulars this month with our Desperados special package. Now only 14 gold, 9 silver, and 10 copper pieces. Let some other puts fork out for the date. You show up and just take over. It's a win-win knockout. If you're here for about that questionnaire thing, I don't know, I asked the question like 2 episodes ago, something about what's important to have in common or something with your potential boyfriend, girlfriend, dayfriend, mate.
I don't really know how to answer that question.
Surprise.
Right now. Yeah. No.
A pulse is usually a good start for you. Awareness you're dating the person, usually also a good thing to have.
Can we just skip this one for now? Thanks.
I don't actually have a lot of experience here, but thinking of the question just purely subjectively, I think choice. I'm not being clear. A lot of my life has been dictated by someone else. So I think I would want to wake up every morning and know in my heart that I'm choosing to be with that person, and I would want them, not through obligation or responsibility or societal expectations, to choose to be with me.
That might be the longest answer to that question I've ever gotten.
Aegelius, you head back into the hotel and you just see Fia like thrown down on Shay's lounge, her face buried into her hands, and just like kind of shaking her head.
He has been like job AJ, and he's like, so he almost takes like a confident step forward and then realizes he's not confident. He's like, and so he kind of waits for what feels like an unnaturally awkward time to him, but it's probably only like 3 seconds. Fia, it's okay. It's fine. I know you're worried. We'll just tell the others.
No, it's not. It's not fine though. It's not. It's really not. No.
The guard's fine. He's okay. Nothing's happened to him.
Oh, well, that's good, but that's not what I'm on about.
Oh. Well, how about we tell the others a change of itinerary today, and then we'll hang back and we can talk.
Yeah, about that. My friends are assholes. They told me they were going to go get stuff in the rooms, and they're gone.
Oh. Okay. And AJ's weighing up like his responsibility to keep these people together versus the potential damage they could cause the city in one day.
I'm sure it's fine.
I don't know us very well, do you, hon?
Realizes there's an opportunity. And decides not to do anything about this current problem. And goes, well, I can still do my job. I'm at your behest, so anything you want to do today, I can show you. If you don't have anything in mind, well, I can bring you to places that they wouldn't put on the itinerary, like
Really?
Where I grew up and stuff.
That'd be really cool. I really
There's a really old library.
Really? I was just about to ask. It's like I'd really love to see.
I think it's the oldest ever. I think it existed before people did.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was just like kind of vibrating now in the chair with excitement.
We'll have to get guest passes, and we're not allowed to bring the books out. You have to use reading rooms, but they're all having fun. No reason we can't.
That sounds really cool. I've also read stories about, it's like the old Galeshire Castle as well.
The Oldie Castle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really love to see that.
There's actually, they're still repairing it, but there's sort of I'll show you when we get there. This is going to be cool. You might like, it's better at night. We can go back. Okay, new plan. Library for the morning.
Okay.
And then maybe, and AJ takes out notes that he's made. There's a cool thing you can do up by the Dragon's Tears. I was actually going to show Cael about it. It's you can tell it your secrets because it's so loud, no one can hear it. So you can scream anything into the waterfall and no one's going to know. Some people like pray to bad gods there because it's just them and the gods. But if there's anything you want to say out loud, you can say it there. And then what else? The lodge is a bit too far. That's outside of the city. There's an orchard that's quite nice. I don't know if it's finished. And there's something... We could check on the petition. No, that's something for me. That's not for you.
What's the petition?
Capizamble, where I think Cael got his weapons from. He might have gone to the Arglock Arms.
Yeah.
Well, they are... it's city business. It's not... but they're running a petition because there's a lot more kind of mass-produced weapons and they're trying to gain support with the city to sort of, I don't know, protect tradition. And I meant to say to them...
I'd be really interested in that. I mean, I wouldn't mind actually bringing my Raven's Talon to get someone to have a look at it.
Oh.
My mum, before, there's a bit of magic in it, and she was able to turn it into short swords, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
They'll probably know. And I need to... There's an idea I have for them. So yes, let's do that. So library, Kappa's Anvil, then... we have the entire day. So we'll swing by the night market on our way up to the lodge.
The night market sounds really cool, actually.
It's a market at night.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind checking that out because I want to get something maybe for my brother.
Okay. Yeah, sure. What else? Well, I can bring you over to Aegelius. That's where some of the temples are. This is Temple of Rogue. I grew up there. You know that. I don't have to tell you. You know, I've already told you like every day.
What?
Shut up, Alice.
Yes.
And I suppose I could show you the Knights Institute. That's near, where they do all the kind of business. So maybe if we go to Kappa's Anvil first, we can swing by the council buildings. We can drop in the petition for them. I'm sorry, I'm kind of bringing you on a work day. That doesn't seem fun.
No, I'd like to see what your life is like here.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a plan. Library first?
Yeah, let's go.
Aegelius and Fia, you step out onto the street, and like Aegelius, your heart is pounding for two reasons. One, she's very close, and two, you do not have permission to do this, and you're not sure why it's beating faster. But it's definitely, you're convinced because you can hear it in your own head. It is very cold today. It's very, very cold, and you can see everyone's kind of bundled up a little bit more. Your breath is catching in the air. And people are kind of hurrying past. People are slipping and skidding on the cobblestones. And the first stop on our tour was...
Talik's Library in Talikistan. Which is not too far. It's like
no.
You can almost see it from the hotel, I think.
Yes, yeah, you can head
I
straight.
hate you so much.
You can. From where you currently are in the city, you can see clearly the Semple, the large Colosseum dedicated to Accolade, the goddess of competition and battle and war and winning, and everyone goes there specifically for that reason, for that place. But there is, to those in the know, there's more to Talik's town than just the Colosseum and the sports bars around it. Talik was one of the great heroes of Galeshire, a wizard who preferred the company of books to the company of his companions. And here in the this district, there are actually libraries, museums and galleries, stores even, that collect rare antiquities, magical items, curiosities, and just random bits and pieces, scrolls, books, diaries, journals, you name it, they have it. And if they don't, and you name it, they'll make it up and find it. It's an interesting space because it is this clash of high octane, high energy sports, rah, and also weird little magic thing over there. What's that? Let's go look at that. And you kind of leading Fia towards Talik's town, you are kind of a bit more mindful of the city guard, not because they're a patrol following the heroes, but if they spot you, they recognize her. People are going to. So you're being a little bit more cautious as you maneuver through it. You're specifically looking for Talik's library. And depending on who you ask, the place doesn't exist. Because Talik's library only reveals itself to people it deems worthy of browsing the books and being in that space. You've been loads of times, AJ. It's like one of your favorite places to go.
It's like right there. Can you not see that?
And people are literally, no, that is a field. I can literally see the field. And when they go to follow you in, you walk into a library, they are standing in a field and cannot understand what your obsession is and have no vague... It's that weird thing of, yeah, I can still see you. You're in the corner of my eye. And when they look around, they're back on the city street. There's a weird magic about the place. It's quite busy because, given its location and stuff like that, there are an awful lot of academics, bookworms, and people who are actively looking to seek it, not always finding it. But it's this tall, scrawny building. The windows are all oddly shaped, some are broken, and there's plants that shouldn't exist here in Galeshire. Growing in pots that are all shapes and sizes. There's a couple of dragon cats that are just perched in a nest on the side of the building. There's a tower, and it's adjacent, hanging from the building that also shouldn't be there because it should technically knock the building over with the size of it.
Adjacent.
Oh. Hey, it's adjacent to me.
Hey, you can just leave. You're done. Can I?
Fun. The steps up to it are all uneven, and the handrail is made of birch, stone. It's warm and sweaty to touch. The whole thing is just awkward and odd. Very much like Talek himself. This is why it's Talek's library. AJ regales you a lot of this information. All of it is just, you're taking in every ounce of it. And immediately the first thing Fia, past all the dragon cats, the tower, the weird plants, the first thing that really comes to you, Fia, is that it looks like a house. It doesn't look like any library or potion shop or museum or anything that you could have gone to before or seen before.
It looks very homey.
It is. It's cozier on the inside too. Talek used to, maybe still does, some people say, he used to live here. But now that they're no longer around, it's sort of open to people to use as a library. Like I said, you can't take the books out, but they will let us sort of browse. So
is a lot of it like maybe his collection then? Is that what this library is?
I suppose it probably is. Yeah. Hadn't really thought about it that way. But they are his books. So I suppose that would make it his collection.
So cool. Can we go in?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, shoot. And AJ holds back a little bit in his head. He's like, oh, man, I was going to ask her questions, but we're in a library. Oh, I have to be quiet in here. They'll have to wait.
You okay?
Yeah, after you.
All right.
You head in, and as you open the door, again, it's not a shop door, it's a front door. It's like literally the front door to someone's house. It creaks and groans, and you are hit with just this warmth air that just washes out at you, and the very, very heavy smell of tea leaves and mothballs and ink and paper and pages and dust.
You just like, you're looking at Fia, just like my face is like glowing with excitement just to go in and peruse the books.
So I take it you like books.
Yeah, I do. I like books a lot. It'd be really interesting to see what he has here. Maybe he might have some stuff on the old gods or that. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I usually just, a couple of cool picture books, and I'm actually working on something else. But here, look, ask at the desk, see what they have. Take your time. We're here for the morning, so.
Okay. Is there any books you want to look at?
Oh. No, I'll just accompany you, and I'm sure I'll pick something up. I'll just anything you recommend, I'll start reading.
Sure, okay. We walk up to. Is there a desk in here?
There's a table, and there's a rather old-looking, surly dragon cat just perched on top of it, just kind of rifling through the pages.
I just walk over. I was like, "Hi, excuse me. I'm just wondering if there's any section with books on the old gods." Whereabouts would it be?
And he just gestures upstairs.
Upstairs? Thank you so much. Go and head up the stairs. Start perusing.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Can I help?
Yeah.
So what advantage then, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Why are all your librarians so useless?
I have no idea why.
I hate Cheval. I never forgot her name. That's troublesome.
That dragon cat's called Cheval. I just called Cheval.
Okay, 15?
You're kind of rifling through books. Again, it's not a library. Libraries have shelves with lists and cards.
Organized.
You're picking up things at random, and you pick up one. There's nothing on the spine of it. And as you kind of start to rifle through the pages of it, it looks to be a book about every other book that's been written, listed and catalogued reverse alphabetically.
Okay. So this is a book about every book ever written.
Big book of books, yeah.
I'm going to go look for under H for Hedana first to see if there's anything.
Again, there's no cataloguing. Oh, you're looking
in this book.
You clever fucking bitch. I fucking hate you.
I thought that's what you handed it to her for. What else would you do with that?
Why did? But she You always do.
List of books.
I'm stupid. Basically him, but as the I shut up, go, and then I'm done.
I would be genuinely scared, by the way, if someone showed up to my table knowing as much about my world as Ben does.
It's a really rich world and it's fun to be in.
Yeah,
Read the fucking documents. No.
just no. No, it's not about that. It's like, oh, fuck, now I have to be on top of it as well.
You are rifling through the book and you're looking through it and you go straight to H. And the first book is Hedonism. Is it so bad? Question mark. And then in parentheses, yes. You're flicking through the H section, just looking for anything that mentions Sedona, but you don't see any mention of her at all. And then AJ just sort of like stepping in, wanting to give a help, wanting to just kind of see what Fia's doing. You're just flicking through with her and just, a second pair of eyes. And there's really, you're not really sure what Fia is looking for. You did hear her say the old ones, the old gods. And just like, as your eyes are scanning and darting from page to page, as Fia is quickly rifling through it, you just see the words, the ones. And Fia moves immediately to the next page.
Oh, hold on. The wands.
What, where? They here?
Just a couple of pages back.
Okay, and I flick back to find it.
Yeah, again, it's that back and forth, and there is a book listed as The Ones Who.
The ones who.
I'm really upset you didn't say your wands.
Okay, and that's just the title of the book, nothing else. The ones who. Okay, this is something. Sorry, I'm getting totally sidetracked.
You were literally doing. This is the exact track that you were.
No, but I mean, like, this is supposed to be a day of fun, and I'm doing work kind of stuff.
Do you not find it fun?
No, it is fun. It is fun for me, but I don't know if it's fun for you, just watching me flick through a book, like, researching and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's really fun. You don't get to do this a lot. I mean, we've seen you scout, and that's impressive. But seeing you research, I usually only come in here and pick up, like, new archery styles, 101, 102. But there's a lot of them, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a cool thing you can do if you stab a sword into the ground and then handstand on the sword and use your feet to fire the bow. It's really impressive.
Oh my gosh.
But it takes some practice.
Oh.
Well, everything takes practice.
I suppose that's true. I kind of just like learn on the fly. Has worked out sometimes. Other times I've done some really stupid stuff. But, I mean, it's a lesson learned, I suppose.
That's what I'm always saying.
The dragon cat just walks by and rolls it.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I see a dragon cat walk by. Would you have a book here called The Ones Who?
It kind of pokes its head around the corner, and it's a orange, white, stripy cat, but with these sort of warm green dragon eyes and wings that sort of over its back. It looks at you a little perplexed, hearing the request, and its tail is twitching kind of back and forth, and then the tail just shoots straight up.
Another floor?
Uh-huh.
Whereabouts? On the floor.
And the tail goes straight back down, and then up again, and then down, and then up. It rolls its eyes, and then, like, just kind of with its head just gestures for you to follow.
Okay. Sorry.
No, let's follow the cat.
Yeah, follow the cat.
Dragon cat?
Yeah, it's dragging us along.
This time, when you head upstairs, it's not just a spiral staircase. It's a styra. It's a ramshackle pull down from the ceiling, and it kind of extends, and you're crawling up into an attic space, but there's another floor above the attic, and it's just... Yeah, the refurbishments and renovations here aren't great. The cat dragon just kind of bounds on up kind of fairly easily. it weaves in and out behind crates and knocks over a few kind of like pieces and it just keeps kind of going. Hops up onto a box, sits down in front of a mirror, hisses at itself, shakes its head and looks at you. And then with its tail, it points over at a small stack of books and then kind of nods at you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thanks. And I start going through the stack of books looking for the ones who.
Moving over to the stack of books, you can see that it's sort of haphazardly just piled up there. Again, it's that sort of sense of this is somebody's house. You know, they haven't organized these, you know, alphabetically or by that Dewey Decimal System or anything like that. And the stack is kind of stood there precariously, like there's bigger books sitting on top of smaller books. And as you kind of start to, you know, take one off the top and you're moving through stuff and, you know, AJ is kind of like you're passing stuff to him. Like one of the books you pick up is incredibly cold to the touch. Like it's just, there's something really, really cold about it. And it is that thing of, oh, what's this? No, wait, I've got a task to do. I'm doing something, I'm trying to focus. You find the book, the ones who sort of wedged in the middle. It's a very, very simple book. There's a well-worn kind of time-aged and color-faded fabric, you know, pinned across the front of it, and the letters are kind of embellished a little bit, though that has also faded somewhat.
Okay, I take it out and open it and start looking through it, looking for Asmodean, looking for Hadana, looking for anything on that to fill in a bit more of the information that I got previously.
As you're skimming through it, there's no mention of beings, Hadana or Asmodean. You don't see those names at all. And
So it's not talking about gods?
you could give me a religion check or history. You could even make it a disadvantage, you know, on an investigation check if you wanted. Just if you're going to continue going down the same route that you're doing it.
18.
And which was that? Was that religion or history?
History.
It's again, Fia, it's becoming kind of apparent to you that he wasn't always called Asmodean. She wasn't always called Hadana, and you kind of, you know, remunerate on that a little bit. And then there was something about Asmodean being the wisest of the wise. So is there a wise one mentioned in the book? And again, going through it and just kind of, you know, skimming the top lines, those headings. It's only when you get to the back of the book where you do see mentioned one who knows all. A first one that came into being having acquired all knowledge that existed, will exist, and could exist. And it was from the questions of those who walked the world, those who walked the earth, asked big questions. You know, what am I? Why do I exist? What happens when we die? And little questions. You know, why do kangaroos have pouches? Why does my button have 4 holes in it? And he had the answers for all of them. And then you start to think about Hadana. And, you know, what is it that she's the god of? And it's love, lust, and all these other bits and pieces, and even hedonism. You know, you go back to that book earlier on, and you're kind of flicking through the pages, and you come across the one who cares for love.
Oh wow! So I actually never really knew her title before, I think.
And AJ, you are standing off to one side, like, rifling through one or two of the books that Fia had handed to you that, you know, kind of caught your eye.
How to win friends and influence people.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, now I know this too.
Leaning 101.
Any particular things that stand out in that, like, different from what we've previously learned?
So you're gathering that the book is a catalogue rather than a deep dive or history or
profile into these beings.
Kind of like bullet pointy almost with it.
In the author's foreword, you do see mention of a theory that they put forward, that these first ones, these gods, deities, awesome beings, he believes were born out of necessity, that so great a need was there in the universe at that moment for something to take care of the world, that these things were just ushered in out of chaos, out of magic, out of nothingness. But simply desire, simply a want, a wish, and a need.
Right, okay.
That's how you end up with the one who finds lost things, the one who looks after the night sky, the one who knows what comes next. All of these beings came out of necessity. What you glean from the one who takes care of love, the one who knows all, was that they are, and there does appear to be, sort of a power structure within it. And the one who takes care of love, the one who knows all, would sit at the top. They are, and their power seems to come from the more you have who believe in you, the more you have who need you, well then the greater your domain, the greater your control.
Okay, so after kind of taking a few notes for myself, at least, like for other little bits that we didn't know, I kind of closed the book and closed my journal. Like, what are you reading?
Oh, and I look at the front cover.
Yeah, AJ, while not wanting to seem, not engaged in the book hunt, you've managed to pick up a copy of, and you're kind of holding it sideways and reading the spine, Archibald, an anthology of illustrated adventures of a pre-teen young hero in school and the sort of shenanigans that he and his friends get up to on a daily or bi-weekly basis at the very least.
This mughead. What a guy.
It looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm kind of done looking at stuff. I don't know about you. Do you want to hang around here more, or
Head to Kappa's Anvil?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Head to Kappa's Anvil.
Having made notes from what you've learned from the book in your journal, Fia, and just giving kind of AJ the nod, you put it back on the stack a little neater and a little less, precarious in its organization. The pair of you begin the steep descent down these stairs and stairwells of Talik's library. And just as you're passing out that main entrance, in the room where you first saw the dragon cat who kind of gave you directions, you see that a bunch of them have kind of gathered together. They appear to be having a tea break. Brushing it off and just kind of in good spirits, you head outside, and that cold that was there earlier on has only gotten a little sharper, and a soft blanket of snow is now clinging to the windowsills and ledges of the shops and taverns that line the streets around you. It's continuing to powder overhead, and the skies are thick and fat and grey with snow that's just going to continue falling over the next couple of hours. Pulling your cloaks a little closer around each other, kind of the rosiness in your cheeks, your breath both catching in the air, you kind of just smile and with purpose head in the direction of Kappa's Anvil, with AJ leading the way. In the distance you can see plumes of smoke just roiling up into the sky and disappearing into the clouds. As usual, AJ is filling you in on all the little tidbits and notes that he has learned about Kappa's Anvil, and he's telling you about the various weaponsmith and armorsmith and blacksmith and smiths that he knows that live and work and reside here in Kappa's Anvil. And it kind of gets you talking about the
ongoing protests? And actually, what is AJ's feeling on the whole thing?
His opinion is that they should try file to make the particular style of weapon and armor that they have to be protected items, so only they can make it, and therefore valuing it higher, not necessarily disrupting mass market, but putting a lower, cheaper value on that. So that if it became a sort of, this is Kappa made, they would have a little bit more, only certain materials, only certain styles, only certain forging steps.
And Fia, you watch as like a gang of turtles who are the descendants of Kappa. Now they're just his grandchildren, but they're kind of listening on to Aegelius, and there's a small crowd of supporters as well, non-turtles that are in agreement. Other artisanal smiths and so on, people who are so invested in their craft and what it is that they do, and the worry of mass-produced goods and weapons and so on and so forth. And people are really listening and are kind of enamored with him as he talks. And you kind of find yourself drawn into that a little bit as well.
Yeah, and I would say as well that like I feel kind of like I've now become acutely aware of the fact that it's just me and AJ going around the city, whereas for the last 3 weeks it's been me with the others. And I'm kind of starting to flush a little bit and freak out internally.
Well, AJ, that was, you've given us quite a bit to think about. But you promised you'd take the petitions to the council.
Absolutely, yeah.
AJ, I don't believe you've introduced us to your...
Oh, I am so sorry. And oddly, like, AJ doing business is like, he speaks straight, he's confident, and he turns like, yeah, well, this is my friend. Friend?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Fia.
Hello, Fia.
Hi.
I'm Bobo.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You're a friend.
Yeah, I only arrived here in Galeshire a few weeks ago. I'm from Tesrab.
Tesrab?
Yeah.
Oh. So you're used to the city then?
Yeah, well, not something to this magnitude, but yeah, definitely. I grew up in the slums there.
Oh. You just came right out there with that, didn't you?
Well, I don't see a reason to be embarrassed by it.
There's no reason to be ashamed of growing up in the slums. It's just that I really wouldn't start a conversation with somebody new saying I grew up in the slums. No,
well, I mean, I think then you just need to kind of review your own prejudice then, more than anything else.
I grew up in a mud pit.
I don't see the issue coming out with it. I mean, it's where I grew up, you know?
It's fine.
Actually, I don't know, would you know much about bows?
Like for your hair?
No, like for shooting arrows, bows.
Oh, yeah, well, I've been known to work on a bow.
Okay, and I take off the raven's talon from my back. This is my mother's, and it can do a few different things, but there's one thing I haven't figured out that she showed me she could do with it. I don't know if you'd have any knowledge of this, but she was able to turn it into 2 short swords.
Aegelius?
Yeah?
I think you should probably take your friend now.
Okay, Bobo.
It's just getting a little bit dark.
Oh, despite his name, I don't think he knows that much about bows.
Okay.
Well, it was very nice meeting you, AJ's friend Fia.
Nice to meet you too. Oh, well, that's a shame. I thought the name was kind of a giveaway.
Yeah, it's it's not everyone grows up into the name that they're being given. It's
Okay.
it's a thing.
All right.
But we could ask around. I can ask around. I don't like stay in the hotel when you guys go to bed, so I can still check out on this Raven's Talon.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Do
you
you
need
wanna
it
see
to become 2 short. Okay, I put my hands on it.
So it's my mom's longbow.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
With advantage.
Killing your boyfriend already.
Well, neither of the dice rolls are good. It's a 2 and a 7. I don't know. You have my stats. So it can't be more than a +2.
It's a +0.
Yeah, there you go. 7.
You touch the bow, Aegelius. Immediately, it's cold. Not just because it's cold outside and it's snowing. It is cold to the point of you feel it inside. The other thing you feel from it is a draining aura. There's something not quite right with this. This bow. There's a magical essence, and that's what's the block here for you. You have magic. You feel magic, and when you touch it, there's that connection of it's two forces of magic colliding. This one is devouring yours. It's almost pulling it into a space.
I don't think AJ would notice, but reactionarily he'd cast Shield, which would then be a leveled spell. So if I cast another one, you get to do your fun stuff.
Yeah.
But just so you know, there it is. Not that it even helps him, but he's just like, oh, cool, you can take this back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I take it back.
Like intently looking at her and while she's holding it, like, hey.
Did I... Oh, it's...
Oh, it's... Right, so I guess we're done at Kappa's Anvil. To the old castle. The old castle it is. Right, this way, Fia.
It's that like tally-ho, we're heading that way, but you don't say tally-ho because that's an old thing that no one says anymore. AJ, you just kind of hear someone calling out your name and kind of running after you in the way that a turtle would run, and it is just a very slow, like...
On a skateboard, yeah.
Yeah. AJ.
Hey!
Jay.
And he just... Can I talk with you for a second? Just...
Yeah, Bubba, what's up?
Your friend and her bow.
Yeah, what's with that bow?
Where did she get it?
Her mom. Me.
She seems like a nice lady.
Oh, you think so?
Well, in the 11 seconds I encountered her, that's not a good bow.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression. It's a bad bow.
The problem, AJ, that bow wouldn't work for a good person.
Well, that's impossible because I've seen Fia use it, so.
Oh, well, if you say so.
Is she okay?
Sure, she's fine.
I'll keep an eye on it. Do you know, or maybe I need to go to someone else. Is there a way to make a bad bow a good bow?
Fire.
Okay.
And then you just buy a good bow.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will have to ask someone else. Huh. Actually, no. And he thinks, but he's not going to say it to Bobo. She did say she was cursed. Maybe it's the bow. It could be the bow. Break the curse, break the bow. Easy. Okay. Simple stuff. And then maybe it'll be the two short swords. AJ, you genius.
Yeah, Fia, as you kind of plot along, you turn back and you see Aegelius talking to Bobo again for a second. And they look at you, and then Aegelius kind of catches up to you.
He second thought about the bow, thought maybe there was a way to turn it into swords. Turns out he was mistaken.
Oh.
It's not a good bow, by the way. I feel like I should be honest with you about that. It's he said it's a bad bow, but he's a smith. What would he know?
Oh, isn't it like it doesn't shoot right, or?
No, I think more in a sort of, not that there's but like good versus bad kind of way. It's almost kind of subjective if you think about it. Like any one society can say something's bad and good. So I wouldn't, just let me know if you're okay.
I think so. I mean, I'm just kind of annoyed that I can't do some of the abilities of it that my mom was able to do.
Is your mom a good person?
I don't really know her.
Oh, ditto.
Yeah. She only kind of came back into my life a few weeks ago.
And then she gave you this bow at the same time?
No, I found that in a house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but she said I could have it. So I guess it is mine. I don't know. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I can shoot with it, but the other stuff I haven't figured out yet.
I'm not going to do this without your permission, but I do trust Bobo from a craft work point of view. If there was a way to turn a bad bow into a good bow, would you like me to find out?
Yeah.
Sweet. Good. Oh, well, on to the old castle then. Let's go.
The morning's turning into afternoon is turning into kind of late evening, and the ye old castle has a nice crowd of tourists even now. There's very little of the old Galeshire castle still standing. There's a centre hallway, some antechambers, and some of the surrounding defensive walls. A couple of statues, some of the original trees. The moat is still very much there, but the moat is just a hole with water in it. That's easy to keep. You see gardeners, construction workers all kind of filing around, working away, and kind of beginning to put their tools away for the end of the day. A lot of the bulk of the tourists have kind of shuffled out. They're heading now to the pubs and restaurants for a bite to eat and a show or two. So it's fairly quiet around the ye old castle.
You can see Fia kind of bubbling a little bit because she's read the story about the king and queen who fell in love here and he proposed to her here and stuff from all the different stories that she's read. So she's very excited to be around the old castle. So you just see her, she's kind of like hopping a little bit as she walks.
Thea, can I ask you something?
Sure. Yeah.
Ties his shoelace. And gets back up. These old see these statues here?
Yeah.
And be honest, do you know the heroes well?
Yeah.
I had an idea about like a statueless plinth. But it would be dedicated to heroes. And so when people see it, they could see themselves there. Not someone who existed, but someone who they could become. Do you think is that a stupid idea?
No, that's actually kind of really cool. It gives some people something to aspire to. Like, it's cool and all having old statues of like old heroes and stuff to aspire to, but then also like, here's your opportunity as well.
Yeah, and I suppose it's for all the heroes that have, sacrificed themselves and not their names weren't written down, or have all the unspoken heroes, like an entire city of people who, that would be too many statues. Like far too many statues.
That would be a lot.
But one place for them would be perfect.
Yeah. I guess it's just you maybe have to have like a plinth or something on it to explain the reasoning to why there is like, a little tag or something.
Yeah, otherwise people might think it's like under construction or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work that into my plan. Oh, shoot. I was meant to deliver this before the Parliament closed. Oh, God damn it, AJ. Okay, remind me tomorrow to give this petition to the Parliament because I did promise them I would, but it's definitely closed. Maybe they have a letterbox. No, it's too important. I'll hold on to it. Just remind me. And he stuffs it into his pocket. There was two more things. The night market.
Fia's kind of gone quiet and awkward.
Are you okay?
Just looking around. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Did I say something?
No. Sorry. No, it's okay.
I feel like I said something.
No, it's not you. No, it's fine. Hey, did you like me?
Yeah, of course.
Not that way. Like me or something. It's okay if you don't. It's just
No. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Every night since we got to Galeshire, I normally can't sleep, and I'll tell you about that a different day. But there's a place called the Worm's Ear. They're sort of an apothecary. So I've never been before, but they sing music about things that I don't understand. And I've been going and listening to them. And they've been kind of putting into words things I don't know how to express. That's how I feel about you.
Fia looks down her feet for a second and then I reach into my backpack, into my journal, and I take out the picture that I've been working on. And it is a sketch of the mistletoe that I got originally. I've been and you can see that like she's been working on it a while and it's been erased and rubbed around and all sorts of things, but I hand it over to AJ.
Did you draw this?
It took a while.
But it's really good.
Thanks.
This, and it really dawns on him what this is. It's like, oh,
What?
AJ once read about this in a book. So he
And I have no clue what it is.
holds the piece of paper up and leans against a wall.
What are you doing?
But just above Fia. Is it okay if I... He
What?
leans in like a little bit.
I just nod.
I'm very sorry, but the park's closing.
Sorry.
No, it's just we forgot to get home, and we've all been watching, and this has gone on a bit long now. And if you don't mind, you can go up the hill. There's plenty of spots up there.
Okay, sorry, you're right, you should be going home. Thank you for this picture. I'll get you something.
Thanks. Okay.
To the night market?
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Okay.
The rest of the evening, I'm so sorry. The rest of the evening, it's really awkward. It's that shuffling of like, oh, fuck the moment, and fuck that groundskeeper, and you're trying to show her like there's a really interesting fortune teller lady, and there's a charcuterie board shop. They're fresh out of the meat. They've got plenty of the boards. There's lots of things, Fia, and you pick up a couple of pieces here for Quillo that he might like. And you're walking around with a bag or two, and AJ offers to take them, and no, it's okay, and it's just very quiet now. And you both have this like pit in your stomachs, breath catching in your lungs, and it's each time you kind of look at each other, it is that like instant like flush in your faces, and the look away, and the smile, or the just the fluttering in your heart. But that moment doesn't recreate. It doesn't happen again, and the night market is busy. You sit down and have a bite to eat. You're having a roast milk tea, and it's just, I know there's lots of little cakes and some savory bits, and it's lovely and it's great, and there's some music playing, and all of it is great, and it's wonderful, Fia, and it's exactly what you'd hoped the night market would be, but it's not what you'd hoped the night would lead to. And hoping, AJ, that the others have somehow fandangled their way back to the hotel. There is that I best go back and check, and if not, I'm going to have to send people out and whatnot. And there's a part of you that's elated, and there's a part of you that's disappointed. As the night kind of rolls on, when you head back to the Grand Galeshire Hotel, there's no sign of Cael or Hephaesta. Ivan is back in his room, sound asleep. There's a couple of flyers for Peggy's ponies kind of stuffed under his door. You go and alert the guards. Fia, you head back to your room.
I did two things. I don't think technically this is how this works, but if I've seen them in the last minute, and I'm hoping that like a picture of them will count, I can fire seeking arrows.
Yeah.
So I just want to fire 2 arrows up into the night sky with a little note saying, "Get the fuck back to the hotel." And then it's straight over to the Worm's Ear songs in a minor scale to hope they sing something sad.
No. Again, it's that like I'm annoyed and I'm upset, and those two aren't here, and they need to be here. The arrows go up, and you make a beeline for the Worm's Ear. And it is that weird energy, Fia, that you like. It's restlessness. It's that like, I really wish I'd asked him at the book shop or the library, or we said something at Kappa's Anvil, or said something at the start, not at the end, or something at the night market, something. But the night rolls on, and you can't sleep. So you get up, and you find your bow, and you head down to the garden to start practicing. What Bobo had said, what Aegelius had said about it, you kind of want to learn a little bit more about what it is that this can do. And you step out, your bare feet onto the lawn, and you draw the bow, you fire an arrow, and another arrow, and another arrow. They all strike the tree, but you feel lost in this moment. You don't feel like you can almost see yourself doing all of these things. And Aegelius, as you return to the hotel, the seeking arrows, one hit its target. And Cael, as you were making your way back to the Grand Galeshire Hotel, an arrow thunks into the beam of a doorway, and a message from Aegelius ordering you back the Grand Galeshire Hotel. You were going that way anyway, and his orders be damned. But the other arrow returns to you, Aegelius, as you return to the hotel. It never found Hephaesta. As you are about to step inside, you hear the very, very familiar sound of arrows cutting through the air. And it's coming from behind the hotel, in the gardens, and there outside, in her bare feet and in a nightgown, you see Fia with the raven's talon firing arrow after arrow into the trunk of a tree.
I have had a little bit too much to drink tonight, and so I will go to my room before I say something I regret.
You take one last look at her, the worm brandy warm in your stomach. You turn on your heel and you head inside. And Fia, for a moment, you thought there was somebody there. And as you go to reach for another arrow, you turn, and standing just a couple of feet behind you, Una. Fia, you're safe.
Mom, what are you...
I'm in the city for work, sweetheart.
How did you find me?
You're my daughter.
That doesn't answer the question.
You have my bow.
Right.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Fia,
Nothing.
you don't have to tell me. But I can tell. Your heart is heavy.
I just turn and I start firing arrows again.
She takes a stand beside you. She draws her bow. And she just starts firing as well. You've been listening to Romancing the Dungeon with Amber, Sam, James, Louise, Ben, and me, Declan, your Dungeon Master. That's it for another episode. We're back again in 2 weeks' time. As always, a special thank you to Ghost of Red Mountain for our theme song Haunted, Ralph is Redacted for our title card and artwork, and Eilish for her incredible work. That's my cat in the background. You can just ignore him. I don't do these at the table anymore, so we record these on the fly. As I was saying, a special thank you as well to Eilish for her work on the D8 socials. You can check us out on social media actually at D8 Dungeon everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all there. We have a pretty cool Discord server as well if you want to drop in and chat about the show, meet the creators, and share memes, share recipes. It's a pretty cool space. We've a lot going on at the moment. Again, we've our Twitch channel, which you can check out at twitch.tv/D8 Dungeon. And look, until then, I hope you are doing good. I hope you are doing well. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you did enjoy the episode and you have a few minutes spare, would love if you would leave a review on whatever platform you are listening to this to. That really helps us grow and reach new audience members and yeah, take care, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for another one. Bye.
Do you remember what I said?
That's what I reckon my brain for.
Just make them. Make them.